Yes, back again for the Curva Chronicles with F17.
And your boy JK back again, my boys.
Back again for I've lost count. Was it 5 or 6?
5 or 6, I
Five or
think.
six. 5 or 6.
It's been busy, so they're sort of staggered, but we're still keeping you updated with like market stuff and all of the news that come out of the football world. Um,
Absolutely,
but
absolutely. We started this at an
always,
interesting time because it's a summer break, but there's always stuff happening in the transfer market. There's the Club World Cup, which is keeping us entertained as well.
yeah. 8 p.m. We
And
got the final tonight.
yo, that's a great starting point, man.
Yeah, Chelsea PSG. I said
I'm
to you,
yeah, I'm done
Bayern
doubting
Munich.
PSG. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I told you. I mean, I wasn't expecting that 4-0. I'm not gonna lie. I made a video about it. We all laughed at Inter Milan, and I know some people will say it's just a Club World Cup. People don't care, but ultimately, once you get that far,
You want to do
regardless
well.
of the competition, you want to win it and you play your best team. I don't know if you watched the game or the highlights,
Watch the
but I mean,
highlights.
PSG absolutely bullied Madrid.
Smash them to bits, bro.
And there's an
Kind of
interesting
scary.
topic in this, like Jude Bellingham. Everyone says how good Jude Bellingham is. But when he comes across good midfielders, good teams, the guy goes missing, bro.
Hmm.
The
Is
guy
that is
goes.
that a regular thing? I haven't noticed it per se.
I think Jude Bellingham is a really good player, right? But I think there's this bias with Jude Bellingham. Like, for example, Foden, though, he doesn't perform against Madrid, he gets cast. Oh, la, rah, rah, rah. Jude Bellingham doesn't get that. In that World Cup as well, I said Jude Bellingham didn't play well at all. He scored the overhead kick, everyone got gassed. But
Oh
overall, his
no.
performances, poor. Yeah? Obviously, I have to give it to him because he came at the back of like playing how many games for Madrid, he was fatigued, he played. So, and I know he's a good player. I'm not saying he's not good, but I think he's a bit overrated. Not gonna
Do you
lie.
think? I
Yeah.
think the Jude Bellingham hype came rightly so when he first got to Madrid. Because when he was
Yeah.
at Dortmund, I didn't really. It was just a player. Then he went to Madrid. I was like, interesting. Didn't have a striker, and then he
Played
just
as
scored
false nine.
crazy
Yeah.
goals, and he did a magic. And then he scored goals for England as well. And then the hype came from there. Like, oh, he's a G.
But now, have you deeped it? Yeah, fair enough. Played at his false nine, scored loads of goals, and he
Yep.
did that very well. And, the hype was fair because Madrid is one of the biggest clubs in the world. Now they have a nine. He can't do that anymore, right?
Precisely.
So he's now playing his position, which is midfield. Or maybe he needs to change position. I don't know. Maybe he needs to be a false nine and that's where it's more effective. But in the midfield area, even when he comes across all the Barcelona games last year, bro, the guy did not shine. Played against proper players that play that position very well. Not saying he's not a proper player, but maybe he needs to change his position like how Declan Rice, you always thought he was a six, and now he's now pushed up a bit, and he plays better as the eight, scoring goals, and that's sort of what Bellingham does. And maybe that needs to be his position, but midfield area, I don't know, man.
Interesting, bro. I would say that Madrid as a whole, because you know how we would say singling out players isn't my favorite thing per se,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
I feel
That's
like
true. No,
Madrid
that's true.
against Barca, they just haven't played well, and
No,
also
they haven't. You're right.
against
It's not
PSG,
just
like
him.
they
It's
need to
not
be
just him.
yeah.
I'm not saying that at all.
But
It's
it's
not
an
just.
interesting observation. It is an
Yeah,
interesting observation.
and I'm also not saying he's not a good player. So
Yeah.
don't like. I'm just saying I think he's a bit overrated, right? When he comes across, and as you said, he's a team game. Barcelona midfield, they glue very well. They sort of know where everyone is, and it just comes seamlessly. Not saying that the Madrid midfield doesn't do that, but now they're trying this other Gula
Good,
in midfield, and he looks good. Very creative. Obviously, learned from Modric, and he looks good in midfield. He was used as a striker before, didn't really play much. But I think ultimately it's very early for Xabi Alonso anyway. So
Absolutely.
I'm not mad at losing. I just think it's a big result.
Absolutely, and it's the way they did it, right?
Yeah,
If PSG won 2-0, the way maybe Madrid beat Juve,
yeah,
where Madrid had a good half, and then bro, within 30 minutes, 3-0 whitewash, done.
3-0 up, bro.
Crazy,
Crazy.
crazy.
It's
And
crazy.
in the intensity, man, I saw 3-0 up. Dembele was doing that thing, bro, where he's on the edge of the box,
Yeah,
like on a
bro.
sprint start position, bro, trying to.
Hakimi was just up there, bro.
Oh my
It's
god,
crazy,
He's separate, man. He's different.
bro.
They're so fit as a team. I wonder, like,
Yeah.
why are they so fit?
I don't know. I don't know.
They
And I
don't
was
get
saying,
tired.
like, I don't really see what's going to stop them next season,
Yeah.
right? Ultimately, fatigue or injuries is the only thing I can see them, like, struggling with. But if no one gets injured and they still remain fresh, because I think they'll get like 2 weeks off before the season starts, bro, it's scary because I don't think, obviously, transfer market is still open, teams need to glue the new players, but I don't really see anyone beating them or being better than them as a team. I'll be honest.
At the moment, at the moment, I can't see it. And even with injuries, I would say that they have a lot of forward options.
Yeah.
So if Barcola's hurt, they'll just play Kvaratskhelia and do it. If Kvara gets hurt, they'll just play Barcola. You know, they've got Ramos up front who never plays. One interesting thing about PSG is Dembele is playing up front. So even, like, we're talking about it with Bellingham now. Like, you know how we always say, yeah, but some players are not playing in their position. But actually, it's kind of like if you're a great player, you can be utilized. Or maybe, I don't know, managers getting the best out of him. But Dembele's never been a striker.
No,
but he looks so comfortable up front.
But as you, like, when we see him play, you can see him dropping in. Like, I don't know, I think, you know, as a footballer, sometimes you understand positions, right? For example, like, if you play as a centre-back when you're young, and then you ended up being a striker, you sort of know the movement of the defender. So you sort of know where you want to be, etc., etc., etc. Obviously, Dembele, I don't know how he started his career, but he always played as a winger. I don't remember Dembele being a mad finisher, to be honest. I'll be honest. I remember him very fast, good at dribbling, you know, and creating chances. So I don't really know where he got that from. But as you said, some managers get the best out of players, isn't it? And I think as he got older, he just understood the game so much better. And now, bro, the guy can finish.
He's a complete player. Bro, when he's one-on-one now, you expect him to finish. Like with Real Madrid, I remember there was a clip actually. This is when he was at Barcelona. And this is when Liverpool did the remontada, right? Yeah. It was they were 3-0 up Barcelona. It was the last minute. Messi gave him the ball and he just Bro, man just shot it so badly. And that was Dembele. He was that kind of player. Dembele now,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
3-0 up.
3-0 up. Yeah. But then when they ended up losing 4-0, that ended up being very significant. So, I think seeing Dembele play as a striker has me thinking a little bit. Sometimes maybe we give players too much grace and say, oh, but he's not in his favourite position. And I hear it, but if you're a baller, maybe you can't interpret it. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah, I get that. But I also think it depends on the system, innit? The system has to work, right? So I agree, like, ultimately, if you're a baller, you should be able to bowl. But then sometimes it's hard, right? We've only seen few players that can do it.
Do that, to be fair.
Messi, Ronaldo, these players, regardless of how the team is performing, don't perform because they're superstars. Like your Neymar back in the days when he was your Hazard and stuff. It doesn't really matter. They'll perform, right? But I feel like now, especially, we don't really have that single out talent. Obviously, we got your Lamine Yamal, we got your Mbappe's. I wouldn't really put Haaland in that conversation, but your Dues maybe is coming in or whatever. But they're not on the same level. Although they're showing they're very consistent. They're
positive signs.
But there's still time, right? So I do think the system, it depends on the system as well, because now you got teams that play really good systems. So regardless of how good you are as an individual, it's hard to break unless you're a superstar.
That's the thing. I think PSG, Luis Enrique deserves all the praise, man, because they are unequivocally the best team. I'll be so surprised if Chelsea get a result tonight.
Yeah, same.
So surprised if Chelsea
we saw Chelsea like to get a result.
Win, innit?
You know what I mean? We saw Chelsea like to win.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say it now. In my opinion, it's gonna be a 3-1, 4-1 PSG.
A 3-1, 4-1 PSG win, yeah. I'm going 3-0 PSG.
Right.
I'm going 3-0 PSG because I've been doubting them the whole tournament, and then they're just showing me like, bro.
I feel like Chelsea will get a goal, but I think PSG wins.
Yeah, PSG is just so strong, man. They come up against the best teams in Europe and they made them look silly.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying, bro? They make them look silly. I thought at this point they would be tired. They're still pressing.
Same.
That's why I said they're gonna lose, because I thought they'd be tired by now, bro.
Yeah, they don't want to lose. And also, even that Bayern Munich game, bro, like, obviously it was only 2-0 in there, and I'm pretty sure Dembele came in from the bench and scored the second one.
But they were on
finished as well. But bro, it was
never
one side today. Harry Kane, nowhere to be seen.
I was there bigging him up with the strikers.
Harry Kane, and then Musiala injury. Did you see that?
You know what? I heard about it and I decided not to see it because it sounded so mad.
Bro, it's not nice, man.
I hope we should speed recovery.
It was a bad one. I think he's gonna be out for 4 or 5 months, which I thought was gonna be a lot worse.
A bit more.
To be fair. But yeah, he didn't look good, man.
From when I saw the players' reaction, I saw
Yeah.
Gigi Donnaruma's I said, yeah, I don't want to look at it.
Yeah,
So I didn't even look at it.
Yeah. There's been comparison online about this PSG treble and the Man City treble. I don't know if you've seen any of that.
I haven't.
And which team is better?
Okay.
Obviously, Man City trebles with De Bruyne, Gundogan. It's fine. It's really that. It was just scoring goals for fun. And then Bernardo Silva. You know, remember that season where Man City came across a good Bayern Munich team. They slapped them 3-0, 4-0 at home. That top goal from Rodri, a top corner from outside of the box against Sommer. And then they beat Real Madrid at home 4-0, which was a statement performance. Yeah. I don't know. This PSG team is good, don't get me wrong. But I think that Man City team was something else, bro, that season especially, man.
Yeah, I think very different, very, very different style of plays. You know, if we're talking about aesthetically, I love watching PSG. The wingers are direct. So stylistically, I love watching PSG. But I think as a team, that Man City team was a lot more seasoned and compact. You know, and I guess the difference is that with that Man City team, they were all a little bit older. It took them a long time to get there. This PSG team is young and fresh. I think if they were to go up against each other, experience potentially would win. It's all hypothetical, so I don't know. But let us know in the comments, between City's treble winning side and this PSG side, who do you think would win? I think it would be City. Even though it would be a great game because City would dominate possession, PSG would hit them on the counter. So it would be a good game. It would be a good game.
But I think defensively they were so much more solid.
That's the thing.
And I think that City team was something different, bro. I think they went through that Champions League run conceding like 2 or 3 goals.
That's the thing.
Crazy.
And that's why I think City would have the upper hand, just because if you haven't got the ball, you can't do much with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying? And they were exceptional at that in particular. So they're playing. PSG's going to be playing Chelsea, and Chelsea's been doing a madness. I don't even know where to start with Chelsea, bro. Let's start with Pedro. Came in, scored a brace.
You said I don't know what they're doing.
I said, why are they signing him?
Bro, he scored a couple of bangers against his old team, Fluminense.
And I was like, what the hell is going on? João Pedro.
I agree because I still don't get it. So, does that mean that the lap is now not going to play as a 9? Obviously, I know you need depth because you're in a lot of competition. I do understand that, but I feel like they're trying to build 2 teams again, bro. One for the Champions League, one for the league. I think that's what they're doing. I
just don't understand Chelsea in general. Like the whole business. Because even with Madueke, which we'll get on in a second, I don't really understand bringing him in one season and then selling him. I don't really get it.
Do you remember how much Madueke came in for?
It may be like around 20 to 30. So double in 1 year, which business-wise, I guess makes sense.
Bro, they paid 29 million.
Okay, I thought so. And then they're selling him for 52.
29 million, they sold him for 52. I'm so sorry. I don't think he's worth 52.
I agree.
I get that obviously the week before, we saw Elanga going to Newcastle for similar price, similar range, which I understand that then you're going to be asking that, you know, if Elanga goes for 50, you're going to say Madueke is also worth 50. And I also don't get this weird relationship between Arsenal and Chelsea.
Are they alright? These are low-key brethren.
Bro, they want to see each other win.
They're low-key brethren.
I don't get it, bro.
I don't get it.
So now maybe I'm starting to understand Chelsea's model a little bit more. Just buy loads of young players.
When they get good, you sell them.
And just sell them for more. I feel like that's what they're doing.
Yeah, I also hear that. Like, I fully understand that because there's nothing else that really helps understand. Because getting in Gittins to sell Madueke, in terms of football sense, I don't know if it makes that much football sense. But it makes business sense. Like, to buy Madueke for 29 and then sell him for 50 something. Like, that makes a lot of sense. And then you got Gittins in. He's going to probably have a couple good seasons and you're going to sell him. Okay. But, yeah.
I just don't know where everyone's going to play, bro. Esteban is at the Great Club World Cup. I don't know if you watched.
I saw, bro.
But he's a good player. You know, you got him, you got Gittins, you got Cole Palmer, you got
Pedro now, you got Liam Delap.
Bro, sometimes I even forget and then I'm like, wow, they have him as well. And I just, even for the players going there, I understand that you want to compete for your position, but if you're a young player, do you
I
not
don't really
want
get it.
Yeah, do you not want to go to a club that you can play and improve? I don't get that.
I don't really
You
get
know?
it. I don't get why young players are in a hurry to get there. And they got Pedro Neto. So in wide positions, they got Pedro Neto. The new Joao Pedro can play across the three.
Yeah.
They got Gittins. They've got who else they got? It's Palmer. Sometimes they play him across the
Yeah.
three, and they let go of Sancho as well. So
They
maybe,
did. They did.
yeah. You know, Chelsea's just confusing because there seems to be no consistency at the moment with anything.
Yeah.
Like they're willing to sell Nico Jackson, which as much as I don't really rate him that highly, like you kind of you just got here, man.
AC Milan is linked to him.
I saw when AC Milan inquired, Chelsea offered 100 million.
What?
Yeah, Milan was like, "There's no way." Yeah, because Milan
They
said they
have
were.
that young guy as well. I don't know if you saw much of him last year. Mark Guyi.
Yeah, that
He
young
scored
boy.
a lot of goals last season.
Yeah.
They got
yeah.
Nkuku still.
And Cuckoo still.
There's
And then they've got that young boy whose name is George.
Tyreek George.
Tyreek
They
George.
call him the Angry Saka.
The Angry Saka. That's funny.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Chelsea has way too many players in forward positions. And look, like, I think they'll have a solid season. Right,
you
but
think they're gonna you think they're gonna finish top 4?
I think they'll finish top 4, and I think this Club World Cup is showing us what the potential is. But I just also understand that football success repeats itself, and any successful team has a solid core, and you kind of know what the lineup's going to be with a few players here and there going. Chelsea, no idea.
Yeah. By the way, I know he's not gonna play, but they still got Raheem Sterling. They still got Joao Felix,
Oh wow,
and they still got Amanda Broja.
wow.
Unless they sold him, but I don't remember them.
Amanda Broja just still there. He was one that a couple of years ago they were rating quite a lot.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, so Chelsea, I think they'll get top 4. João Pedro, I was very surprised. He scored a brace. Got to put my hand up and say, well done. Now people are saying he's the new R9. I said, calm down.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting to see what Chelsea do. They're not going to be playing in a Conference League this time where they could totally change 11 players. Let's see what they do. But
I wouldn't be surprised if they played 2 different teams, bro. I generally wouldn't, because they have the players to do it.
Have the players to do so.
And I don't really know what they're prioritizing either. You know, I don't know if they're going in thinking we can win it all. So I don't know. I've been surprised by Maresca, I'll be honest, because Pochettino had a similar team, didn't really do it. Maresca, people were a bit arming and learning about. Another Italian coach, by the way, obviously learned under Guardiola as well. But he's doing well, man. I must say. He's doing well.
Maresca's doing really well. Coming from the Championship, this is his first Premier League experience on the top flight. Just showing Italian managers, massive.
Yeah.
Massive. And then, speaking of wingers, Elanga goes to Nottingham Forest. What are your thoughts on that? Sorry, Elanga goes to Newcastle United from Nottingham Forest. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know, man. I think Elanga's had a decent season last season. I don't remember. I mean, I think he scored. I don't know. I'm not even gonna attempt. But footballing wise, every time I saw him play, he had a really good season. Very, attacking minded. He likes to take a man on. He's got a really good pace. He's from Sweden, like Isaac. So maybe they got that Sweden connection. But Murphy had a good season at Newcastle. But Newcastle are going to be in Europe, so they need reinforcement anyways. They got him, Harvey Barnes, Murphy. They let
Gordon.
go Wilson. They got Gordon. I don't think it's a bad signing. I find it interesting that now Premier League clubs love just buying from each other. That I find quite interesting. Nottingham Forest, I'm surprised about letting go of him, and also letting go of Morgan Gibbs-White, because ultimately you made Europe, you need more players. You're letting go of basically your core. I don't know. I think for Newcastle is a interesting signing.
I agree.
Million. Is it worth 50 million? I'm not sure. In today's market, probably.
I think he definitely suits the system. They've got these wingers that are really attacking.
Yeah.
He can whip a good ball in for Alexander Isak. So I think for Newcastle, it makes sense to add him to the team. In terms of Nottingham Forest, yeah, it is a shame that they're letting go of all of their core. But I see that they want to take legal action against Tottenham.
Yeah,
for what happened with
that
Gibbs White. So that hasn't been fully confirmed.
They tried. I think they had a conversation with him, and he released the
About
fact
the
that he had
release
a
clause.
clause, which is not allowed to, whatever. So that hasn't been confirmed yet. And kudos to Tottenham.
Kudos to Spurs, man. I think it's a good move. I know you don't really think so. The reason I think it's a good move is because he's 24. When I look at his career at the moment, he had 2 years in Denmark or Norway, 2 years in Norway or Denmark. Then he went to Ajax, couple years in Ajax, West Ham, couple years at West Ham. Now he's at Spurs. So he's shown the ambition. I don't think he's going to be a Spurs legend. That's what I'm trying to say. I think he's going to do very well at Spurs for a few years. And as we just said, I wanted him to go to a team where he was going to play. So I'd rather and play at the highest level.
100%. I'd rather him go to Tottenham than Chelsea. 100%.
Or to stay at West Ham.
Problem is, I'll stay at West Ham because I feel like West Ham are going to go down. Well, they'll be in that battle anyway. But my issue is that it's hard to go from Tottenham to bigger. Unless you're Harry Kane, bro. I haven't really seen any Tottenham players make. I hope he has really, really good couple of seasons. Or maybe, I don't know, Thomas Frank might completely change the face of Tottenham and they might become a contenders in all the competition. Now, I'm not mad if he stays, you know what I mean? Obviously, I think West Ham to Tottenham makes sense. It's a bigger team. You're playing Champions League football, getting ready for that World Cup, getting him fresh.
You need that, man.
And hopefully performs for us. I just would have rather seen, I don't know, man. I don't know why Arsenal didn't go for him, for example.
Yeah, I think Arsenal...
50 million on Madueke.
I totally agree.
55 on Kudus.
That I totally agree. If it was Arsenal, I think it would have been good as well. But bro, a lot of players have used Tottenham as a stepping stone, man. Think of Gareth Bale, Luka Modric, Dimitar Berbatov. If you have a really good... Because Tottenham isn't the finish line. If you are at Tottenham and you have some pretty good seasons, you can get a big move.
Yeah.
See,
See, the names that you mentioned, though, is like... I hope Kudus ends up being like that.
That's what we hope for him. We should.
Those ultimately, the name you mentioned, all gone ahead and done crazy stuff in football. Maybe, all of them actually. Listen, big Kudus fan. And I don't really have any Tottenham hate, really. I just moved to this country and everyone hated on Tottenham. I just joined in the laughter. But obviously, they won Europe. I really like Thomas Frank as well. I'm hoping he does well. And listen, I think he's exciting. I just completely forgot that Tottenham needed to buy players. I completely forgot that Tottenham were in the Champions League. And because I haven't heard anything from that side of London, they just didn't even cross my mind. And then woke up one morning, boom, Kudus
is there.
Morning,
Quick, innit?
I was like, wait, what's going on?
Yeah.
So excited to see what they do. And I think their defense is really good. If everyone stays fit, Van der Ven is very good. Romero, I'll be honest, I don't really rate him that much. But
same, but he's aggressive and he gets the job done. I can see why him paired with a Van der Ven could work.
Yeah, and then you got Pedro Porro and
Udogie, which
in fact, Spence is really good as well.
Yeah.
So the defense is solid, and then the midfield it could work.
Yeah.
I hope that Thomas Frank. I hope for the Premier League, Thomas Frank makes them into a really good team, and then we can see a bit more. Like the games are better, right? More competitive.
Yeah. I think Spurs have a solid, especially following the signings of Gibbs White, if they get that over the line, and Mohamed Kudus. They're now the kind of team I would use on FIFA. Where they're not like the best team, but they got good enough team for me to play with. Very excited
play
for
the
Kudus.
4.5 stars teams.
I love playing with 4.5 star teams. You know what I'm saying? If you play with 5-star teams, you're cheating. It's too easy. So yes, I think excited for Kudus. Hopefully, I don't know what formation Thomas Frank's going to play. I know with Brentford he changed it quite a lot, but hopefully he plays week in, week out. Hopefully he smashes the Champions League because they're playing 8 games in Champions League now. So and last time when he was at Ajax, he had some really good Champions League campaigns. So I hope that he's going to have a Champions League campaign. And I made a post on Instagram. It's funny, all the Ghanaians liked it. And I said, if you're not Ghanaian, you wouldn't understand what Kudus means to us. You just wouldn't understand. we really just want the best for him. He's our star.
It's a shame that last season he didn't really have a great season for us.
Yeah.
The first season was really good, but then ultimately, again, we had this conversation before. The whole team didn't really perform well, apart from Bowen, who is always a standout for that team. But yeah, let's see. I'm hoping for the best for both Kudus and Tottenham and Thomas Frank.
So we've spoken about all the wingers that are on the move. Let's judge. Let's put them in order. Arsenal got Madueke. Chelsea got Gittins. Spurs got Kudus. Newcastle got Elanga. In order, who would you rate the most?
I do like Gittins. I haven't seen enough of him, so it's hard. So this is nothing against Gittins, to be honest. Bias, but Kudus.
Kudus has to be number one?
Elanga probably second, I think. Madueke. Listen, Madueke loves to take a shot, but he doesn't really love scoring that much. But Arteta's done great work with wingers in the past. You know what he did with Sterling at City. You know, so I don't know. There might be something there. But yeah, I think I have to go Madueke third and Gittins fourth.
Same with me. I'm going Kudus, Elanga, Madueke, Gittins. And Madueke, I remember we played AC Milan played PSV. I don't know if I told you.
Yeah. No.
Played PSV in a friendly in January or something. It was one of those random friendlies. And there was this dude who ripped us to shreds. It was Madueke. I think he scored a brace. We lost. And I was like, who's this winger? Then I found out he's English. Yeah. It's like, what the hell? Like, who the hell is he? That's how I found out about him. And then Chelsea bought him, I think, the summer afterwards. And I was like, yeah, this is someone. Because I was saying as a Milan fan, we need to buy this guy. Because he was like Leao, but on the other wing. I was like, we need to buy this guy. And then, Chelsea, I've just been a bit disappointed in his decision making. Because he just always shoots. So, but that's not, especially Dembele, he showed us that decision making can be fixed.
Necessarily.
If
he can improve his finishing, it's not. The thing is, my issue with that signing is that he plays in the same wing as Saka, right? He's not really a left winger.
And he's not an upgrade, exactly. Or Trossard.
Martinelli on the left. I don't really think so.
That's the thing.
So I just don't get it. Like, and ultimately now, I don't know if you saw, conversation with Gyökeres are stalling. Because Arsenal doesn't want to really match the price. And Sporting has said, we are happy with keeping him for the next 3 years. So they're in no rush to sell unless Arsenal match that price. And they were linked to Eze.
Where's happening there?
Does signing Eze not make more sense than signing Madueke first, as your first signing? Because Eze can play on the left. And he can also play in the middle. So then if you sign Eze first, and then maybe sign Madueke, I feel like Arsenal fans are less mad. But for your first big signing to be Madueke, I just don't see how it makes any sense. Where does he play, bro?
I totally agree with you. And I think Arsenal were linked to Rodrigo, linked to Gyökeres, Eberiche, and then you go and get Noni Madueke. Now, all those players might still come, but like I said, for this to be your first signing, it's like, guys.
Because that's 55 million, bro. Are we now saying that they're going to spend 75 million on Rodrigo? And then they're going to spend another 65 million on Eze. And then they're going to spend another 70 million on Gyökeres. Are Arsenal going to do that after having spent 50 million of Zubimendi already? I don't see that. So something has to give, right? Something has to give. I don't know. I just don't get it. And also, they got young players like Ethan Nweri, who's closing to sign a new contract.
That's all Ethan Nweri.
That plays in that Odegaard position. But now you want to bring Eze. So what are you saying to Ethan then? That it's not really in the plans? Because if you're bringing, I just don't get. Yeah.
Isn't Ethan more of a winger? I thought he played where Saka plays.
I think he wants to play in that 10 position where Odegaard plays. I think that's his preferred position. But he played where Saka played because Saka got injured.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, man.
Then, bro, like really and truly, Saka plays every day. Unless
and that's the other thing with and that's the reason why I was kinda okay with Kudus not going to Arsenal, because I was like, right wing is locked off forever and ever, like till Saka, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then with the left wing, I think Kudus is better than Martinelli Trossard, but there's a bit of rotation there usually. So
There is, but you can sort of, as you said, because there's rotation, you can sort of make that position yours.
it's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. Do you know what the funniest thing is, bro?
What?
Man City's made some top transfers. Liverpool went early, made some transfers. Spurs are making moves. Arsenal are buying players. Chelsea always buy players.
Always.
Manchester United, bro. Ever since... Oh, your camera, bro.
Manchester United are in the relegation battle, bro.
Manchester United. What is happening at Manchester United? It's crazy. And actually...
I don't know, it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I sort of think next season for Man United is not a season where they're planning to win the league or compete for the league, right?
Agreed.
I think this season is a season for...
Stabilize.
Yeah. So, I think the core of the team they have there is not good enough.
Agreed.
I think they've obviously had some financial problems. And I think they want to get rid of players before they sign players. So, obviously, they moved very quickly with Cunha, because I think Cunha wanted to go there. It was quite smooth. I think it was a release clause or something that they, it's very straightforward signing rather than having to agree a fee or whatever. They still very much want to sign Boyemore, and he said he doesn't want to go anywhere else.
Bro,
I think that's going to happen.
Like a month.
Yeah, I know. I think that's going to happen. But I think they're waiting to get rid of players before they can bring in more. Because, United wages
That makes
are crazy.
sense.
Bro.
They're way crazy.
They're crazy. So, I don't know. I feel like next year for United is more about being stable. I don't think United are going to finish top 6. I'm going to say this now.
I agree.
And
I totally agree.
And I think Amorim might get sacked at the end of the season. And I don't necessarily know if it's going to be his fault or not, because ultimately, if he's not able to get the players he wants, he's already shown that he can't operate with this team. One signing is not going to make a difference. They need to get rid of these players quickly, bro, before they can do any business. I think
that's the hard part. And that's why I always say about United that they don't learn from their mistakes, because even with Mbeumo, they're throwing money at him, giving him crazy wages. That's then makes it really difficult to get rid of players.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I always keep saying. But Man United, like you said, we can name 7 teams that are better than Man United as it stands.
Yeah.
And then that's even if they perform well. If they don't perform well like they did this year, it's an absolute shambles. And like we said, them not winning that Conference League or the Europa League against Tottenham was really a sliding doors moment, man. They sent them backwards. Because look at what Tottenham, they're signing Kudus, signing Gibbs White, because they won it. You think this man would be going there if they weren't in Champions League and they finished 17th for the league?
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas on the other hand, these guys, Manchester United have made no real moves on the market, which is...
I think Cunha is a really good signing. Cunha, Bruno Fernandes is exciting, but I don't know, man. They still need a 9. Gyökeres not going there even shows that they're not an attractive proposition anymore, bro. And don't get me wrong, Man United is still a massive name, but so is AC Milan. And look what happened with Archie Gray. And I feel like, I don't know. I think it's going to take it. Ultimately, I believe they're going to be back at the top eventually. But it's going to take some time, man.
It's going to take a long time. So you spoke about Archie Gray. Let's talk about some Milan news after our usual half an hour on the English boys. AC Milan so Theo Hernandez is officially left. Did you see what Theo Hernandez put on his Instagram?
I mean, I agree with some of it. Especially, like, he said something along the lines of, I don't really see the initial vision that brought me to this club.
Yeah.
The initial vision was Paolo Maldini's vision.
Maldini.
So I understand that, in a sense. I also think, bro, like, he said something along the lines of, I've always put 100%. I'm not too sure about that one.
No, you didn't.
He was also our captain at some point. I think, listen, thanks for your service. It was a great, 5 years, 6 years maybe that he stayed with us. And I do appreciate what he's done to the club, because to win a league with that AC Milan team, bro, I think they've done great, all the players involved.
Absolutely.
But I think it was time to call it a day. And listen, that Archie Gray move didn't work out. I still find it a bit embarrassing more than anything. It doesn't annoy me. I made a video about it. It doesn't annoy me, but it's a bit frustrating. And I think it shows where we are as a club. Because I feel like if we're going for it for someone and we're competing versus the likes of Fenerbahce, though, we should win. It shouldn't even be a conversation, though. You know?
Honestly.
But you did say, you know, Turkish team pay very high wages. Also, Mourinho is there. So I sort of understand it, but still it's Milan.
Yeah, man, it's true. I think Theo. I saw he left a spicy message, and it's something to be expected from Theo. And the 6 years have been great. From when he came from Real Madrid, this guy with potential, and he captured our hearts straight away. Some crazy coast to coast goals, bro. He did stuff I've never seen left backs do ever.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, some of the goals he scored for us.
Crazy, man. So I really appreciate
down that wing.
Bro, down that wing. Sometimes you'd cut in the middle, and then he did some. Theo Hernandez did stuff that left backs haven't done before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
And
that's
I
why
wonder
it's sad. That's why it's sad that he wasn't consistent enough to do it. You know.
And the last year, especially last 2 years, inconsistent. Last year, he was a bit of a liability, and it's such a shame because it's a big name, Theo Hernandez. You have on a team sheet, but then when you see him play like we do week in week out, it's like, bro, we're better off just playing a young left back who at least is going to track back, at least is going to try. At least. So that was a situation with Theo. With the Archie Gray stuff, I had no idea who he was. Right. So then when I heard that we linked to him, I did some research. I was like, okay, cool. He seems very offensive. And I was like, okay. Then I saw Fenerbahce's in the picture, and I was like, surely if we want him, we're gonna get him. Do you know what I'm saying? So then the fact he went Fenerbahce again, I have no idea who he was, but it's a bit disappointing. Just no, this man don't even rate us. Like, that's you know
that man made fun of us, bro.
That
man made fun of us, bro. That video is a violation, bro. I can't lie. Fenerbahce making fun of AC Milan. What's going on, bro?
It's crazy. I saw that we are linked with a few players, as we usually are. Whether we'll get them or not is a totally different case. But we can only speak on speculation because there hasn't been any solid thing. I saw Victor Boniface.
I didn't see that. Cause...
What do you think?
Okay, so you saw Victor Boniface.
Yeah.
I saw Jean-Philippe Mateta.
Yeah. Nicholas Jackson.
And Nicholas Jackson.
Okay, so out of these three, these are the list. Yeah.
So I was gonna, and then obviously Vlahovic, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah. Okay, let's just add him anyway. Cool.
I would rather Jean-Philippe Mateta.
Same.
I'll be honest.
Same.
I'm so honest.
Same. Out of those four,
I like him very much. He's had a great season at Palace last year. Like, very physical, perfect for the league for the Serie A. You know, you see Lukaku having great success with that style of play. Mateta links play very well, and then he just goes in the box. He can score from outside the box, good with his head. I just like him, and I've got a little bit of Palace bias, but I do like him. You know, so
I agree.
I'd rather him. Nicholas Jackson, I don't hate. Don't get me wrong, but we need goals.
Yeah.
I know this guy's gonna run for the team and he's gonna put in the work, and I can't fault him for that. But I need a little bit more of that, man. And Victor Boniface, is it Victor's name? Yeah. I'm not sure, bro. Like I've seen few games by Leverkusen, you know, when they went for that crazy run with Xabi Alonso. He's again very physical player. I don't know, man. I see Mateta week in and out pretty much. Like, I watch a lot of Palace, and obviously in the Premier League, so it's easy to just follow him, right? And I just like the way he plays. So I'd rather Mateta.
Makes sense. I think Vlahovic out the picture.
Yeah, forget it.
Vlahovic out the picture. Nicholas Jackson, I don't think is what we need. Yeah, he's a hard worker, but especially Salamakers is gonna stay, right? So and this is like his last chance. He's that kind of player that's gonna run for the team, have some occasional goals, work really hard. Allegri's probably gonna play him as a winger because we're looking for a right back.
I'll be honest.
Yeah, I don't. As a squad player, I don't mind.
Yeah.
You know, as a squad player, I don't mind, and he covers loads of different roles. He's a good player to have in the squad. I think.
Yeah, he is.
He's a good player to have in the squad. So yeah, I think again the bias leads me to Jean-Philippe Mateta. Even though Victor Boniface, I'd be happy with. Because I know he's very physical, and when we play against Bayern Leverkusen, he kind of bullied our defenders.
Yeah,
so if we get those, as it's a big if, I would be happy. But
why is striking our main? Because
Well, they're saying the midfield is complete.
Sorry?
I know. Allegri did a press conference and he was like, the midfield's complete. He was talking about they've got Loftus at the moment, Musa, they've got Ricci, they've got Modric, they've got Fofana, and then there's one more player, and he was like, I'm only gonna play with 3 midfielders. So like for now, that's calm.
To be fair, if you can't sell them, then you can't buy more.
Do you know what I'm saying?
So I hear that.
So what we need is left back, right back, which they're actually trying to get, and then a striker. What else? What else can we get? Like a striker to back up Santi Jimenez, because Luka Jovic is gone, Abraham's gone, Morata's gone, so we do need another striker. We need a striker and a left back and a right back.
Would you have kept... What's his name? Were you happy with us giving my man on loan to Bologna? Well, we sold him to Bologna.
Pobega?
No, not even Pobega. I quite like Pobega.
Calabria? I think he should have stayed in the squad, I'll be real.
And he only left because he had beef with the manager. The manager that's not there anymore, bro.
I know. Calabria is a good player to have in the squad. 1, he's Italian. 2, he knows what it means to be at Milan. 3, he's not terrible. Like, he's not good, but he's average. But he's not like Emerson Royale, who's like terrible. Yeah, he was the Emerson Royale.
When we signed him, bro. I just didn't, bro.
And the signs were there. When we signed Morata, we signed Emerson Royale, we signed Fofana. Like, these are the players. And it was kind of like, okay, let's see how we're going to do. Do you know what I'm saying? And then it was terrible. But, yeah, bro, I see that we're linked with Doué's little brother. He's a right back.
Yeah, I saw that. But apparently they're not trying to let him go.
Really?
Yeah, they don't want to. I think they want to keep him. So it's going to be a hard negotiation. I don't really know if it's anything to do with money. I think it's just they don't want to sell.
They rate him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. I see that there's a lot of, there's 2 particular old men or older men that came back to Serie A. Ciro Immobile went to Bologna.
Yeah, and Bernardeschi.
Yeah, Bernardeschi went to Bologna, and then Edin Dzeko went to Fiorentina.
Yeah, Pioli
went back to Fiorentina as well. So, yeah, man, not too much movement in the Italian space. I'm just looking now to see. I see
Are you excited to see like obviously, you know, we laughed about Modric, but Modric and Kevin De Bruyne in the Serie A, bro. I feel like obviously Kevin De Bruyne has still got more time on his side, so that would be really exciting.
Yeah,
but it's big names, man.
I'm excited for Modric to be at Milan. I'll be honest, because I'm assuming he's going to play that Pirlo role where he's deep lying and he's just going to be dictating the play from deep. And he's also there to teach Ricci how to play football, even though obviously he doesn't need him to teach him. But I think De Bruyne at Napoli is going to be incredible. I believe he's going to be good. Because also he's that kind of player who applies himself, innit? It's not like he's just talented and like washed. Bro, man, he's only 33. He's not. I know this is narrative, he's over 30, okay. But for a player that never really used his pace at 33 in midfield.
That is good. Yeah,
bro,
I still don't know why.
Yeah, bro. It's a normal age, bro. He's still sick.
I don't know if you see, so obviously our first friendly game, 23rd of July, against the Arsenal.
Okay. Where?
So we got Liverpool 26th of July.
Oh, crap.
I think this might be like
a tour.
A tour, yeah, a little tour. And then we got Perth Glory.
Oh, so what's the Australian tour then?
Yeah, 31st of July.
So
then
we got Arsenal, Liverpool, Perth.
August.
And then who?
Leeds United on the 9th of August.
Okay.
And Chelsea on the 10th of August.
That's an interesting pre-season tour, man. Fam, I'll never forget when Fonseca came in. I was like, this guy's crap. Like, because I remember seeing him at Roma.
We beat Real Madrid.
Beat City.
Bro, we beat
City. Beat Real Madrid. Chukwueze kept scoring. I was like, we're gonna have a good season. And then the season was rubbish. So that's the last time pre-season's ever gonna trick me, man.
I think the first game of the season, 23rd of August. Yeah, man. Against Cremonese.
I see it against Cremonese. You know what? We have a decent first few games to try and get our foot in. And then it gets a bit tough. We've got Cremonese, then we've got Lecce, then we've got Bologna at home, which is going to be a bit challenging. Then we've got Udinese. From these 4 games, I need at least 10 points, fam.
We might have to try and make, I don't know, it might be tight, but that Napoli AC Milan.
Napoli AC Milan, 28th of September would be pretty mad. And then we've got Juventus, and then Fiorentina. Then Pisa, then Atalanta, Roma. So then it gets challenging from there.
Yeah.
And then the first derby against Inter is 23rd of November. So, first game at home against Cremonese. We couldn't have even asked for a better first game, in my opinion.
We say that, but
we never know. And hopefully we get some points on the board, man. Hopefully we get some points on the board.
What we did the prediction for the Premier League a while back. What are your predictions for the Serie A next year?
So my predictions for the Serie A is that Napoli is definitely going to be in the top 4, probably win it. I think they'll be favourites to win it. I think the cool thing is that apart from Napoli, I think every other top team has swapped manager.
Yeah.
Right? Apart from Napoli, I think every other top team has swapped manager. So when I think of last year, like Juventus swapped manager, Inter swapped manager, Atalanta swapped manager, Fiorentina swapped manager, Roma swapped manager, we swapped manager. And I think we potentially have one of the best managers.
Yeah, I'd have to agree, I guess.
So,
he's won the Serie A so many times.
Do you know what I'm saying? As much as he's boring or whatever, like he is one of the top managers. So I think Napoli will probably come first. And then in no particular order, I think Milan will hopefully make top 4. I think Inter's squad should hopefully get them to top 4 because the squad is still there, even though we don't really know much about Kivu. And then in terms of, so I said Napoli, I said Milan, Inter. I don't rate Juventus. I don't think Atalanta is going to be the same without Gasperini.
Yeah.
So I would say I'm going to do a left field one and say Roma because they've got Gasperini in now. The squad is never bad and Gasperini can make gold out of bronze.
Dust.
So those are my top 4. What do you say?
Man, I think Napoli's gonna win it. I think Napoli's gonna win it. I think Conte knows that league well inside out. He won it plenty of times as well. It'll be interesting because they are in the Champions League. They are obviously buying more players, but I still think they are the strongest team. You know, same coach, same core and good addiction that they brought in. So I expect them to win. I think De Bruyne is gonna get like 25 assists next year or something.
I agree.
Him and Lukaku are going to have a field in. So yeah, I think Napoli is going to win it.
I
agree. As you said, I don't really know, bro. In fact, I'm quite excited for it because I really want to see how everyone plays. I hope and think we'll make top 4. Whether it's second, third, or fourth, I don't know. I'll be real. Another team I put there is Bologna. They haven't changed their manager. I quite like Italiano, to be honest. And I don't know, Insigne knows the league, Bernardeschi's not a bad player, The team was, obviously they lost. I don't know if Ndoye assigned.
Not yet.
Okay, so they haven't lost him yet. So it's still, they got a decent team there. And they've shown that they can compete against the big teams. So, yeah, I might put Bologna there. So Napoli, AC Milan, Bologna, and Inter. Okay. I think Inter ultimately is the same team, really. Like, I'll be very, very, very surprised if you don't make it.
Very surprised. But they got some world-class players.
We don't really know about Kivu.
Don't know about Kivu, but Inter got world-class players, which a lot of these teams don't have. Like, they got Barella, Lautaro Martinez, Bastoni. In every position, Sommer. In every position, they got some world-class players. They got Dumfries, Di Marco. Like, these are top players. So, even with Kivu. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be open. And I really look forward to just seeing how it all transpires, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
Getting closer, man. Football's coming back soon.
Football's coming back, and it's going to be a very interesting season. This is the World Cup year. So, yeah, hopefully you'll see us there if the Black Stars make it.
Fingers crossed, man.
So, last thing I'll say about Serie A is there's been a bit of speculation around Moise Kean. Do you think he should stay at Fiorentina? Do you think he should make a move? If you think he should make a move, where do you think would suit him? We
were linked for him, and if we were still linked, I would have said, he should have gone to Inter Milan. 100%. If Inter Milan comes to him, I'd go, but they wouldn't because Inter Milan just signed a French striker from Parma. So that's not gonna. I don't really see that happening. Juventus, I wouldn't go back there. He's tried it. Didn't work. Roma, if Gasperini paid for me, would I go? Probably. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Maybe.
I think Gasperini is a good manager, and as you said, like he really knows how to build a team, bro. A lot of the names that people probably don't know, he's built a really good team at Atalanta.
Right.
So I wouldn't say no. But then Fiorentina, Pioli has won a league. Do I really rate him as a manager? I'm not too sure. I'll be honest. I appreciate what he's done for us. I don't really rate him. Fiorentina's done alright last season. Zeko is old, you know. He's done it at Roma. He's come back now. I don't know. If no one comes, I'd stay. Well, I guess if no one comes, you have to stay anyways. That's silly. But, as in, if he's not Inter Milan, well, Inter Milan's not going to go. But if he's not Roma, AC Milan,
what's the point?
I wouldn't really do a move to Europe just yet. So I think he needs to do another season where he does the stay now, and then he'll have more options. As you said, World Cup year, probably easier to stay in Italy for the managers to see you as well. And yeah, I don't know why AC Milan is not going for him, because I think it just makes sense, you know. You see what he's done. He's young. Bring him in.
I agree. Bro, Rutegi, man.
He went. I don't get that. Bro.
I think this is when Rutegi reminds us that he's South American before he's Italian.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's a very South... Broski, I know they're going to like 4x your wages, but you had your breakout year at Atalanta. 25
and
goals.
What a year,
Capocannoniere, bro. And then the year of the World Cup, where you could potentially lead the lineup for Italy if you end up making it. You go to Saudi?
To a team that is not even one of the big teams. Not that it matters anyways, but bro...
I really don't understand Rutegi going still.
I didn't rate that at all.
Yeah, I really don't understand.
I wonder if Gattuso is gonna call it. Well, if we even make it.
If we even make it.
I wonder if Gattuso is gonna call him
to the national team, innit? It's really interesting, but yeah, when I first saw it,
I don't know if you saw. Insigne left Toronto FC
I saw.
and said he wants to play in the World Cup.
Did he?
2026. Yeah. So his next move is very important for him because he wants to make it to the team.
I think your time's maybe done. Oh God, it's funny, man. When you're a sports person, one of the hardest things to come to terms with is that the world has moved on.
Yeah.
You know, and it's hard. Like even as a former sports person myself, it's sometimes you always think, yeah, I'm sure I can go back.
Yeah.
Like if I just do the training, and that's why you see the boxers come back. You see people come out of retirement because you always think, I think I can come back if I do a bit of training.
Yeah.
But science tells you otherwise, right?
Sometimes it's time to hang in the
It's
booth.
time to, and it's good to just
But
end
then
in the
also,
house.
it's so easy, bro, to sometimes sit at home and watch them and be like, this guy's dead, man.
I can do better.
I can do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then you forget everything that they put in the background to get there.
Right.
So it's so easy to judge from the sofa.
Absolutely.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some very questionable football these days, and I think with football sometimes it's a bit different because there's more who you know sometimes than how good you are.
Absolutely, 100%.
But
bro, one thing I'll ask you, and it was one of my friends, Austin. He is quite controversial on social media. He made this post and it went super viral.
Yeah.
And he said that if you are 12 years old and you're not in an academy, forget about it. You're not going to sign pro. And his thinking behind it was to get your 10,000 hours or to get more practice, you need to be in an environment that allows you to practice more. And academy kids, they practice more than non-academy kids. So as a result, if you're 12 years old and you're not in an academy, you're not going to make it. And then when people said to him, what about Jamie Vardy? What about these players? You're like, yeah, Jamie Vardy was in an academy at 12. He just got released and then he had to work his way up. Same with Eze, same with all these players. So what's your opinion on that?
I don't necessarily agree because I know quite a few football coaches that ran their own thing and they set up a lot of trials with academy players. I know most of the players are 15, 16, 17. No, probably 14, 15, 16, around that age. And they don't play for academies. But they set up loads of trials or what do you call them? Is it training games to see whether or not...
Like a showcase.
But showcase games, yeah. And they bring loads of loads of scouts, and half of the times or half of the players there always make an academy. But they train outside of their team pretty much every day. It's like 4 days training, games on the side. So I guess they still get the 10,000 hours. I think football is a bit. I don't know. Maybe now it's changing. Yeah, you know, like I played academy. I didn't end up playing, and I had more than 10,000 hours. Obviously, very different situation because I sort of moved there and sort of stopped playing. To be fair, I put on loads of weight. I got lazy. So I'm fully aware that it was out to me. But I think, no, I don't agree with it, bro. I don't agree with it. I think obviously you want to be in an academy as early as possible, really, because even the training and everything is very different. It's a lot. It's different than what you do at any other club. You know, like being part of an academy like shapes you as a person, as a footballer, everything. You know, like the regiment is strict, and you just everything is like clockwork. Where if you're not, it's very like, oh, I can't go to train today. I just chill. Okay. Can't really do that in an academy, you know. And also that's why I think this takes it a bit away. But Italian academies are much better because it feels like every club, whether you're professional or not, is an academy of some sort. You know, everything is like that. You know, and that's why it's easier to then make it at the top because regardless of what team you play for, it's strict, bro. Like the training is serious, the preseason is serious, everything is serious.
And an example is that, like a Sunday league team in Italy will all have their own uniform with a bag, and you have to turn up to train with uniform. Whereas in the UK, you can just come in tech fleece.
They all have their own, like, not stadium, but their own training centre, their own pitch. Everything is very serious. All of the clubs have their first team. Like everything is just very, very serious, and you know, proper referees. It's not your dad doing the line for you. It's like obviously it's little things, but I think it does make a difference, right? But yeah, no, I don't necessarily agree. Obviously, you're more likely to make it if you're not coming at 12. I think that's obvious. I don't think that's a crazy statement to say. But I think if you're talented and you train outside of the academy, it's just that you have to get those hours in, regardless.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you that if you're not in an academy, even if you're 14 years old, it's harder. But it doesn't mean you give up, and it doesn't mean you stop. It just 100%. Means you have to work harder. It means that after training, you do the reps, you find a personal trainer, you go to the gym, you watch your nutrition, and you keep pushing. That's my opinion. So yeah, even though Austin's my guy, I just don't believe in popping people's dreams. I just think
and also, bro, like I don't know what the percentage of it becoming a footballer, bro. It's a small percentage.
Super small anyway. Even if you're in an academy.
And now. Even before, but now more so is the people you know. So you can easily make it into academy at 16. Not easily, but if you know the right person, you'll get into academy at 16. Yes, you'll be a bit late because you've got players that probably grew up together, but you just put in the hours, bro. I think in football, you could be 22 playing Sunday League and then make it into semi-pro. And if you're a baller, you're a baller.
I agree.
And obviously you need the right person, right time, right place. But if you get that, you make it, bro. So carry on playing until you're 50.
So whenever, man.
You know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
Don't never stop chasing them, man. If you're a baller, you're a baller. If you put in the hours, you get what you put in.
I agree.
And that's it. You just have to put in the hours. It's harder when you're not in the academy, but it's not impossible. And we've seen it, man. So
I agree. Love that message, man. I think that's a good one to end it on. It's been another great episode. And we'll see you next time to speak about what's happening in the world of football. Make sure that you follow, subscribe. See you soon.
See you soon.
Peace.